Ontario champions, Simcoe County Rovers.
What is going on, Rovers Nation? I am your host, Ferndinando Villani, and I'm joined by two very special guests. Once again, Michelle Plowman and Jen Milligan. Ladies, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Don't be shy. We're friends. Alrighty, Jen, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the team. I
Yes.
see you're very excited to,
Yes.
see the girls and everything like that. Not a whole lot of practicing, but you guys had the game and stuff like that. How are the girls treating you? How does it feel to guys get gelled in for that game?
Yeah, I think it's been a good experience for me, just something new. I've been with FC London, as you kind of talked about, for the past 3 seasons, so this is something new for me, but everyone's super welcoming and I'm excited to get started.
So interesting story. You play with London and then you played against them. Any hard feelings or anything kind of going on during the game with the ladies on the other side, or?
I don't think so. It was kind of bittersweet playing them in the first game. Obviously, trying to get our footing, being the our first game together. So I think it was a cool experience for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. Michelle, vet, obviously, been with the squad for a number of years now. How does it feel to be somewhat of a leader or like a big sister welcoming the new players?
I'd say it feels good. In the past years, I would say it's like harder to come in as a new person, right? So like when I was a new person, you just kind of come in and you stay quiet. So now that I guess you could consider me like a big sister, it's like you start talking to people like as soon as they come in, as if you've known them the whole time, and then like it makes it really easy for everyone to just kind of click and be friendly, because it's like there's no awkward stage, I guess. Just try to avoid that.
Once you break the ice, that's it. Everything is
Yeah.
smooth sailing and stuff like that. If anybody knows me, I like stories, story time and stuff like that. I know when players or fans get to know a player, they really know them by the names. They say, oh, what's 13's name or what 12's name is and stuff like that. So, Michelle, last season when I was commentating you, I found this really interesting. As a center back, usually you get 2 or 3 as a number, but you had number 9. Can you tell me why?
Yeah. So there's really not like that great of a story behind it, but when I went to university, I had the choice between 2 numbers. It was number 4 or number 9, and I like odd numbers, so I chose number 9.
So you're probably like you're riding in the car and you got the volume to it, like an odd number.
Yes.
Yeah, OCD.
My alarms are odd numbers, like everything.
And Jen, what about you?
No real specific number. Growing up, I've had way too many numbers to count on one hand, so I was just given 18, which I'm okay with. So just 18 is what it is
18?
for this season.
All right, okay, perfect. Now, without giving too much away, when we talk about tactics and stuff like that, how do you guys communicate and gel as a team? I know last year, Michelle, you had to kind of do some shift changing from center back to a full back. How did that kind of feel? And did you have any difficulties? And if you did, how did you overcome that?
So it was definitely interesting going from center back to full back, because I've never done that ever before. I've always been a full back or a sweeper, actually. But the team as a whole was really good at like communicating with each other, and like I straight up told everyone, like if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm in the wrong place, like just let me know where to go, where to move to. Because when you're center back, you see the whole field. So moving to the, I guess, full back, where you're kind of going up and down the wing, you no longer get that. It's a lot more head checking. So like Abby was really good, or Holly was really good at just being like, hey, just check your shoulder. You still have someone behind you, as well in front of you and beside you now.
Check your blind spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's interesting, because I used to play a fullback, so I never kind of noticed that.
Yeah.
I played like center back maybe once, like 10-bit soccer, but like the only thing I was seeing was just like the flowers and like the butterflies. But that's cool. It's an interesting take that you can see everything as a center back. So that's very cool. Jen, what about you in terms of obviously not a lot of practice time, but you had the game. But in terms of whole generalization, playing with other teams and stuff like that, how does the communication work for you in this team and other teams as well?
Yeah, I think coming into the game, obviously I didn't know many of the girls playing, but we really emphasized making sure that we communicate with each other, whether it was tactic related or not, just to be on the same page. But in general, I would say I'm a more quiet player in person, so for me, I may not be as vocal on the field, but if it's something to do with tactical or anything like that, I'll help a teammate out and say, hey, maybe do this, or vice versa. They might say that to me, and I think it's always good to be on the same page.
Awesome, perfect. Now, when it comes to other players in the league and stuff like that, we kind of admire them as, you know, enemies sometimes and stuff like that. But if you guys would want to pick one player, Michelle's already smiling, if you want to pick one player to play alongside you on the Rovers, who would it be?
So I know we kind of like talked about this earlier. There's not necessarily like one person that I would love to play with, but like I know as a defender, like when you play against someone, I guess, of the opposite team, and they're a really good striker, like you notice how good they are because you're trying to defend them. So like for instance, this year I'm really happy Ali Rowe has come to our team from London, who was a big rivalry last year, and she was someone that I was constantly having to defend, and I remember being like, oh my gosh, here she comes again. So it's nice that she'll actually be on the team instead of coming against me.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Like from like, oh man, to like, I'm so happy you're here. Oh my gosh, that's cool. And what about you, Jen?
I think just with my past experiences just on different teams, I think it's cool now that I get to play against people that I probably have played with. So I think that's a cool experience. But overall, I think it's just this season's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to playing with all these new people. So.
Okay, guys, so let's kind of take this away from the footy a little bit. Life outside the pitch, what does that look like, Michelle?
Yeah, so when I'm not working or playing soccer in the summer, I'll be golfing, dirt biking, or honestly just running are my hobbies, I guess, to get away.
Yeah. I know you mentioned earlier football's life, so I feel like Ted Lasso. Have you ever seen that show with Ted Lasso? Football's life, you know what I mean? So that's what I got from you, from your vibe. So that's cool. So maybe we'll see you in a PGA Tour maybe in the next couple of years or something?
I just do it for fun, you know, with maybe a little beverage.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my like real relaxing, soccer and work.
Yeah, orange juice.
Yeah.
Wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, a little orange juice, Sunny D.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jen, what about yourself?
I like to go to the gym, just, you know, keep my strength up. But currently I am a master's student, so I'm working on my thesis. So that's what I do when I'm not at soccer.
Yeah. And you guys have time for like movies or shows or something like that you're binging on your off time? Or anything like that?
Not really. Like if I binge something, it'll be like a one-day binge, the whole thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
So like Game of Thrones Lost, that's like one day, like you know what I mean? We're gonna do the SpongeBob monologue. 4 hours later, you know, you're still there. That's cool. That's awesome, man. I'm that type too, like kind of one shot go.
Yeah, you can't waste multiple days.
Exactly. The footy's waiting. The footy's waiting. Right. But yeah, let's get back to reality in terms of the footy world and stuff like that. This season very important for you both. Again, newbie, vet, and stuff like that. New blood, like I say. Expectations. What does that look like as well for you guys?
You want to go first?
Sure. I'm excited to see what we can put together this season. Just, I know we have great talent on the team throughout, and I'm excited to contribute my talents to the team. And I know there's a great foundation here, lots of returning players, lots of new players. So I think once we all come together, we'll have great success this season.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm super pumped with the newbies coming in here. Obviously, like all the past seasons have been fun and good, but this is the season that I genuinely foresee as going the furthest. Just with like the people that have come in, like we've all seemed to click really well for like the few practices we've connected, and in like games, you can just see everybody's talent. And once we're fully, I guess, connected, I can just see us like doing great things.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Now, is there a team again? Jen being your newbie and stuff like that, but is there a team that you kind of look at it like, oh man, this is the team I want to beat, this is the final boss, this is the Bowser of League One and stuff like that? Do you guys have a team like that, or just kind of like you want to beat them but at the same time you don't want to play against them? Is there someone like that?
Yeah, I would say for me it's NDC. They're young, but they're a very good team, and they're always hard to play against, but it would be great to win against them.
Yeah.
100% the exact same answer.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something about them, being young and stuff like? There's something about them that kind of says like, okay, like why can't we have, like, is that missing piece there? Like, why can't we have that? Or, like, we should have that. Is that something, the missing talisman in terms of that team?
I wouldn't say there's like anything missing from our aspect. We all have to come together, and there's still people coming in and stuff like that. But I think NDC is just very on the same page, very technical players, and they have like a very high speed of play. So I think sometimes that's hard to play against, as it is anywhere or no matter who you play. But I think speed of play is really a big one. Yeah.
They don't miss their passes. They are dead on every time.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I remember too, like commenting against. I was like, whoa, like what? Like what?
It was
going
impressive.
On? It is. It's very impressive. They're very organized, and like yourselves, like you guys are very organized and tight and stuff like that. I hope, and I'm putting money on it, Bet99 or somebody like that. If there's a game on, I'm betting my booster money, my pasta, everything on you guys to win, because you guys deserve it and stuff like that. So, are we looking kind of a league title this year, lifting a cup?
Obviously.
So I'm going to see you guys on the field. We're going to pop some champagne and stuff like that. Perfect. Okay, awesome. And then kind of just one last thing to wrap everything up. Do you guys have a message for the fans? I know we kind of talked about that at the kit reveal. Jen, you weren't there, but is there anything that you want to kind of say to the fans, and what can we expect from the Beast?
I'm excited to see them at the games. Every time I've come to play Simcoe, the fans have been a big part of the game, so I'm excited to be on the opposite end this time, kind of receiving the fan base. So I'm excited, and I'm happy to meet with them as well.
I love our fan base. Obviously, since day one, they've been there supporting us, cheering us on. Like, even when we go down, you hear them, like, they're just constant, nonstop, actually. It's great to hear them just supporting us.
Mm-hmm. And how important is for the young girls from Barrie Soccer to come out and cheer you guys on? I mean, that's the future, right?
Yeah.
So how does that feel?
They're my favorite little fans, actually. I love having them there because they're just wild, running up and down the field with you, like grabbing the balls, helping you get that little advantage. So I think it's really good that they look up to us, and just that we can be a good role model for them as well, so they can be in our spot one day.
Perfect.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. She said it best.
Yeah, and definitely you're gonna witness that and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I've been here my whole life, and the first game I went to, I was blown away. It's crazy, and I love to be part of it. I'm lucky enough to be part of it. So I can't wait for you to experience it, and you cherish it and stuff like that. So that's great. I wish you all the best for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. All right, Rovers Nations, welcome back to Rovers FC TV. We're back again with Michelle Plowman and Jen Milligan. Guys, when we talk about role models, Michelle, I know. She's already smiling and stuff like that. I think she's got an answer. Do you guys have role models growing up? It could be sports related, it could be family related, it could even be a reading buddy from school. Did you guys have someone like that in your life?
Yeah, I definitely had a couple role models growing up. Nobody I knew, they were all just professional athletes. They were actually in the hockey.
Oh, interesting.
So I had a couple, like, Leafs and Sens players, actually. So I really liked Ty Domi and Darcy Tucker, just because they were always on the smaller end when it came to the sport. And growing up, I was actually always the smallest soccer player. So it just kind of, like, taught me that, like, you know, with perseverance, like, you can keep going and you can push through it. And then when it comes to, like, the Ottawa Senators, I really liked Alfie and Mike Fisher. They were just generally good role models as a teammate. So I tried to, like, you know, be like them, I guess. So it's like you're a good teammate and, like, how to lead and just, yeah.
So how does a small soccer player become a center back?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess they saw something feisty in me.
It's all the yelling. Yeah, it's all the yelling.
Just really vocal out there, you know?
Yeah. Now, word on the street is, and I got this from a very reliable source.
Oh dear.
You're a Sens fan.
I might be.
Security, get her out of here. No. How did that come to play? Like, how did that become a thing?
So I was a Leafs fan when I was very young. And
Past tense, was.
When I knew no better. Kidding.
Okay.
No, like when Darcy Tucker's son, Dean, Domi, all of them left the Leafs.
Okay.
I kind of just was like, I don't know anybody on this team, and like started watching all the teams just to kind of like pick for myself because my dad was a Leaf fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell in love with Mike Fisher, Alfie, Heatley. So
Yeah.
I switched over and I'm still there.
We're pretending this. We didn't have this. We're gonna cut this out. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna clip. We're gonna cut this out. What about you, Jen? Any role models?
I think for me, my family's more of a hockey family, but mine was a common one, I think, is Christine Sinclair.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed watching her growing up, and being a forward, I kind of looked to her for skills and how she presented herself on the field. So yeah, Christine Sinclair was a big part of my soccer play style and just in general, just a person.
So on or off the ball, like.
Yeah, I always like to just watch. I mean, you shouldn't just watch one person, but I always like to watch what she was also doing off the ball, not necessarily when she was always on the ball.
Yeah, definitely a talisman for women's soccer and stuff like that. And we're all excited to see what she does next and stuff like that. Speaking of women's soccer, the NSL, I mean, obviously kicked off not too long ago. Obviously, we see some familiar faces, you know, Chloe and stuff like that. How excited are you guys for this league?
I think super excited. It's good to see that women's sports has gotten to this point.
Yeah.
Speaking as from being older, I guess, that was never anything that was possible when I was growing up. So it'll be nicer to see, like, even Jen would still be able to, like, technically I could, but I'm just too old for that. Jen could. So it's nice seeing that all these younger kids can actually aspire to that, whereas, like, mine was like, yeah, like, I enjoy playing, and I'm obviously still playing, but I have to have a job. Right? So it's like there was no actual avenue for that to be your life, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of echoing off that, I think it's just great to have that pathway set in place. Again, kind of going off of that, there wasn't much to begin with, like when we were younger. So to have that opportunity now is really great. And even if you think about like a few years ago, like you would probably, if you wanted to play professional soccer, you had to look overseas. So it's just great that it's now in Canada and it's there for the taking, and whoever puts the work in, it's more likely gonna be able to go and play in those leagues. So it's exciting. Yeah,
definitely beneficial for have something close to home and stuff like that. This is a big one for me. Pitches. When we talk about the pitch itself, I mean, we got artificial turf and everything like that. The water doesn't like kind of flow over, you know, the penalty box or the 6-yard box, and then you head over to Burlington. It's literally like a slip and slide. So was that ever a challenge for you guys, you know, growing up and playing on different pitches and stuff like that?
Growing up, I always played on a grass field, but once I got to university, it was mostly just turf fields. So I've gotten kind of used to playing on artificial grass, and it's definitely different when you switch back and forth. Especially when you go to Guelph and they've got a grass field, it's very different. So it sometimes depends on how the conditions are. If it's rainy, if it's maybe the grass is longer than what you would like, it just all depends. And so it plays a big part in the game for sure. Yeah.
100% same. Like grew up playing on grass and went to university and it was turf. And I know when I switched from grass to turf, I hated turf. Now I hate playing on grass.
Oh, wow.
So now I would pick turf every day of the week.
Wow, wow. Do you guys like big pitches, small pitches? Like what's your preference?
I think it's both have pros and cons. Big fields definitely help you get more fit, I guess. Smaller fields, it allows you to do a lot more work in a game. I feel on a smaller pitch I can run a lot more and not be as tired, but yeah, it's definitely an adjustment based on the fields in this league. They all do vary, so it's just kind of accommodating to the field, I guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, she nailed it.
Copy and paste.
Yeah. I know, like as a defender, I like a bigger field.
Yeah.
Because it gives us more space.
Yeah.
But then I know it's also a shorter field is better for us to get it up the pitch to the forwards. So it's like hit or miss.
Yeah, exactly. Now we talk about music genres. We all love music. I mean, we love music, right? Okay, good. Because I'm like, okay, I'm getting over with this. Next question. If you would describe your playing style as a music genre, what would it be? Would it be calm, cool, collective like Pirlo, kind of like jazz or Eeyore, you know what I mean? Nice, slow, tempo, easy. Or do you want something like Metallica, like, you know, rush, 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 high pressure, screamo? What would you kind of describe your genre of playing?
I feel like my playing style varies sometimes, depending on where I am on the field. Like if I feel like if I have the ball, I might be a little bit more calm and collected, just making decisions. But if I'm pressing, I'm gonna go like crazy to win the ball back. So I think it just depends.
You got like 50 Cent blaring in the background.
Yeah.
Get rich or die trying or whatever. What about yourself?
Probably what you said at the end there, the Metallica. I just like go, go, go. Because like if the ball's at my end, I should probably, you know, boogie on over there. Obviously, if the ball's not at our end, we get to relax a little bit more, which I guess would bring the genre down.
Yeah.
But more or less, probably pretty high.
I'm surprised no one said country. You guys country music fans? Or?
Love country.
I love country,
So Boots and Hearts or something? I mean, if the games allow it, we're going to see ya. Yeah, no, that's definitely cool. Was there any point in your guys' career, which I can safely say call career, I mean, it's a fantastic thing that you guys do. You guys are like superheroes to everybody, right? Especially in this community. Was there kind of that proud moment in your guys' career that like just kind of not really shed a tear out of your eye, but was just very proud, and you just kind of look back that time is every time of that proud moment that you want to tell your kids maybe one day, or your family? It's just always story time. What would be that kind of proud moment for you guys?
I think for me, it's where soccer has taken me. So I think it's cool that I've been able to go to different cities, different provinces to play the sport I love. But yeah, in general, I think it's just awesome that soccer was able to take me wherever I wanted to go. And I think looking back on my younger years, I always looked at League One and thought, wow, that's something that I want to achieve. So getting to that point was kind of a full circle moment for me. So yeah.
It's a pretty similar answer. Like soccer took me literally up until the point where I am now, because it took me to school, brought me back, and then I actually took like 2 or 3 years off when I came back from school, because I just played in the OWSL, like the Ontario Women's Soccer League. And an old coach reached out to me when the Rovers started up their first year and was like, hey, like I think you could make this team. I reached out, I came for a tryout, and the rest is history. I'm here still.
No, that's awesome, and we all talk about memories and moments and stuff like that. And I think, you know, not to be biased or anything, but being part of this team, I think that's a big achievement and talisman and stuff like that. And when you guys move on, which is a good problem to have, you know, hate to say it and stuff like that, you guys look back on that and stuff like that. So, what are we thinking? Back to the hockey a little bit. What are we thinking? Do you think the Leafs are going to take this? Or, I mean, I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to like completely ignore you. But, Jen, what do you think? I mean, not the hockey girl, but what do you think?
Again, I don't pick any sides. I'm not really into hockey that much. But based on past performances in previous years, I don't know. I feel like the Sens might come back from this.
I like her more today.
Oh, man. I don't know. Like, making the notes.
I think we're at least making it to Game 7. A backwards sweep.
All right, and I'm just curious, you know, kind of like off the regular a little bit, kind of sort of. If you weren't able to play your position, right, what other position would you play?
I think this is kind of interesting because I've basically played every position. Growing up, I've been very versatile, and as of right now, I can play up top and like in the mid. But I've also played center back and fullback, so I think, I don't know, if I had to change right now, I feel like I would want to try like holding mid, the 6.
I would go complete opposite of the field. Put me as a striker.
Ooh, we're going to hold you to it. We're going to hold you to it. I'm going to call Zach right now. Get her on striker.
I might not be too happy with my performance on hitting the net, but
crossbar challenge. Crossbar challenge.
We did good at that the other day.
There you go. See, works out. See. Alrighty, guys. So, 90th minute. Okay. PK. Who's taking it?
Like on our entire team?
No.
Us
It's two,
two?
yeah.
Definitely Jen. Definitely Jen.
Okay.
Funny enough, I've always like not wanted to take penalty shots just because I think I get in my head too much. But recently I've been trying to work on that, so I would be open to taking penalty shots now. Yeah.
Yeah, and just curious, like out of the whole team, who's that kind of sharpshooter?
Alley Rowe, I think.
Yeah.
Alley Rowe.
Based on my, I haven't met everyone so far, but based on my experience playing with her, I would say Alley.
I say I have not played with Allie, but I would pick either Adrian or
Okay.
Emily.
Interesting. Do you feel like there's going to be that moment coming up this season, that kind of PK, dire moment? Do you think we're going to have quite a bit of those?
Probably.
We
They're
need
bound.
them.
They're
We
bound
need
to
them.
happen.
We need them. We need them. We need them. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this, guys. I mean, I can go on and on, and we can go on and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show. And I look forward to you guys on the field when I'm commentating. I'll try not to scream and yell too much, but I'll try my best and stuff like that. All right, guys, so that's all the time we had today here for game day schedules, tickets, and everything Rovers. Make sure to visit us at roversfc.ca. Until then, I'm your host, Ferndinando Villani. Go Rovers, go.
Woo!